Hi everyone, I am the Tax Pro, and today we are going to talk about receiving a payment on an invoice. So in QuickBooks Online, when you send an invoice, you are sending essentially a request for payment, whether it be now or in the future, to your client that you have sold a service and or a product to. And you are letting them know various terms of their agreement with you. So for example, let's take a look at this invoice in here. So you'll see when we are in QuickBooks Online, if we are in the sales area, we can click invoices and see these various open invoices. Let's go ahead and take a look at this invoice. So we can see here on Limited Company, we invoiced them on August 1st for sales and hours. So essentially we have product number that was sold. We sold 10 of these, and then we charged them for installing the product, 3.5 hours. You'll notice that the balance showing due here is $2,012.50. We have not received a payment yet on this invoice. So this invoice is showing as open. Now, if we are going about our daily business and we receive a payment from Unlimited Company, how do we record that payment in QuickBooks Online? There's a couple of different ways you can do this. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. So when we get in here, we can go a couple of different areas to record our payment. We can click the plus new button from anywhere in QuickBooks Online. We can click on receive payment. We can also go into the sales area. We can look at invoices. This is going to show us what invoices are open. We could also go into customers and look up Unlimited Company and see this invoice is open, and then we could click receive payment. I'm going to do the plus new option because I think that's the easiest. You can do it wherever you are in QuickBooks. So I'm going to click plus new and receive payment. Now you're going to need to go find the customer. So we're going to look at Unlimited Company, and it's going to show you the outstanding transactions that Unlimited Company has here. I am going to select this invoice here. Now you could do a partial payment. Let's say that they only give us $1,000 towards this invoice. So I'm going to say the amount received was $1,000. If we had multiple invoices checked here, it's just going to apply the balance to the first invoice first. Okay, so if we had this invoice for $2,000 and then we had another one for, let's say, $3,000, and they send us a check for $4,000, it's going to take the original amount here of this $2,012.50. It will apply that amount of the payment, and then it would apply the remainder to the other invoice. You can always reallocate those amounts as needed. Now I can come in here and state what payment method they paid me with. Was it cash, check, or credit card? You can also add other payment options. I'm going to say it was a check. They paid me with check 1005. And then I'm going to tell QuickBooks where I'm going to deposit this to. Now your default's probably going to be on deposited funds. Okay, so on deposited funds is a holding account essentially for amounts that you have maybe sitting in a drawer of checks, or that you have sitting in your office that you have not taken to the bank yet. You don't want to just stick it right into the bank immediately, unless you're literally driving to the bank, or maybe you open the check at the bank and you go and deposit it right away. The reason being is on deposited funds, this account right here, is a great way to track what you need to deposit. I've seen some clients forget to deposit checks, or maybe they've lost a check. And if we see it sitting in undeposited funds and we see that it's never been deposited, then we can go track it down. Whereas if it's just sitting in the checking account, we might glance over it a couple of times, not realizing that it hasn't truly been deposited to the checking account. So I'm going to record this $1,000 payment. I'm going to save and close. Now this was not the full amount for this specific invoice. So we can see now this invoice over here for Unlimited Company, this is showing as partially paid. So if we click on this invoice, you'll see it's going to tell us there's been one payment made of $1,000, and I can click here and see that payment. But we still have this balance due of $1,012.50. So it's only a partial payment that has been made. Now we could receive the payment for the rest of it. Let's say that they sent us the remainder, we'll say a week later. We can go ahead and save and close. And at that point in time, this is going to show as paid in full, okay? So you'll see it's paid. It's going to tell us that there was 2 payments made, and it's going to show paid in full. So that's how you receive a payment in QuickBooks Online on an invoice. And I will see you guys next time.